Hey everyone, Darshan Maharaja here. I wanted to talk to you about the housing crisis. Much has been said about it in the last 3, 4 weeks, but there is an element that I wanted to add here. Uh, First of all, let's start with the basics. The immigration minister has said that immigration numbers will not be brought down and they may in fact be increased. On the other hand, the housing minister has said that the government will try and make sure that the existing homeowners don't suffer a loss on the value of their homes. Now, this is economic illiteracy, frankly speaking, because you can't have a parallel market for new homes which sells for lower price than existing homes. If anything, existing homes are generally priced lower than new homes. So this is problematic on multiple levels. Pretty much the only measure that they have taken is to increase the rates of interest, but that increases the cost of mortgage, cost of new building as well. At the same time, the inflation is raising the cost of materials. So, it's difficult to see how the supply side and demand side can be in equilibrium at a lower price. But the element that I wanted to add here was the attractive sounding solution which CPC leader Pierre Poilievre has been hammering on. It is basically a good component of a solution at the very least. I mean, it may not solve the entire problem, but it may contribute, and I think it will contribute if implemented to easing the housing crisis. But there is, as the saying goes, the devil is in the details. So there is this one thing that sprang to my mind when I saw the notice board at a place that used to be a farm in Brampton, right across from Shoppers World Plaza, which is one of the two or three major malls in Brampton. And the farm has been sold long back and it's being developed. First of all, some townhomes came up some years ago, I think about 5 or 7 or 10 years ago. And piece by piece, the other parts of the farm are being built up into residential properties. And this new proposal is for two apartment towers or condo towers for one is 50 stories and the other is 45 stories. Now, the devil in the details, when I saw this board, I took a photo of it because it struck me as something very relevant. It has 1,147 proposed residential suites between the two towers, 50 stories and 45 stories. So that is about 13 units per floor. It says that the ground level will have 1,622 meters of square meters of retail space, which is about 17,500 square feet. So give or take, this will be 10 or 12 or 15 commercial shops, basically, depending on there is a big grocery store right next door and also across the street in Shoppers World Plaza. So I don't expect a major grocery operation in the retail space of these proposed buildings. There'll probably be something other than groceries or whatever you can find in Shoppers World Mall, but that's kind of difficult to imagine what is left out there. But nevertheless, there is 17,500 square feet of retail space on the ground level, then 50 and 45 stories, 1,147 residential units, but 640 parking spots. So, first of all, in parking spots, you take out the one reserved for disabled people with disabilities. And then you have parking for the retail, whatever number units there are, you have to provide for that. And then there would be parking for visitors. So I'm flabbergasted by this, frankly, because the number of parking spaces uh, is basically less than half the number of residential units. Now, on the plus side, the main uh, terminal of Brampton bus service, Brampton Transit, is also right across the street. In fact, as you are going into Shoppers World Plaza, uh, that is first, and then you get into the plaza. So it's a major hub, but the problem is in Brampton, the activity rate is, depending on whom you ask, it's about 33 to 37%, which means that a large majority of Bramptonians are working in cities that are outside the other cities in GTA. So having a transit option available is good, but may not be feasible for all. So primarily, this residential development appears to be aimed at people who don't or can't use cars for their, going to work or daily life, going to work, taking the kids to various activities, shopping, etc. Shopping is right next door, so that's not a major problem. But interestingly, Sheridan College is less than half a kilometer from this development. So maybe investors will buy these units and then rent them out to multiple students per unit. We already have this phenomenon in Brampton of so many students living in one basement, 10, 15, according to former city councillors in Brampton. At a meeting, they said it on the record that when they were campaigning, they saw up to 25 students living in one basement. So there is definitely a strong market. Investors are likely to, be attracted by that opportunity, if you can call it that. But my question is this: if we create new housing where it is, you can fairly say that the people living there are underhoused, because there may be a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment and maybe 6 or 7 or 10 international students living there, then does it amount to having solved the housing crisis? Because the situation that they have in other people's basements now is what they will have in a newly built condo building. So I thought this was something worth pondering. As I said, the devil is in the details. And if we accept that, having a roof over the head means that we have solved the housing crisis, then that may not necessarily be true, because what takes a hit here is the quality of life of the person who is under that roof. So I thought this was kind of an interesting aspect to the entire housing crisis that maybe I should point it out to you. Let me know your response in the comments. I always welcome that. And until we meet again, have a good day.